Hey, business owners, what area of your business is stopping you from gaining complete control of your business? Head over to goals2results.com/quiz to find out. That's goals2results.com/quiz. And I will share with you the roadblock that is stopping you from taking your business to the next level you deserve. We also are actively looking for guests on this podcast. Do you have a success secret about your business journey to share? Service-based small business owners, head over to goals2results.com and click on the podcast menu item. I would love to promote your expertise to our amazing audience. Now, on with the show. Hi there. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of my podcast, Goals to Results Success Stories. I'm your host, Dennis Riley, and today I am with Josie Ross. Hello and welcome to the podcast, Josie.
Thank you, Dennis. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I can't wait to get this. This is going to be very interesting for me and my guests. For my audience. Here we go. So tell me about yourself and your business.
Sure. As you said, my name is Josie Ross. My business is Avant HR Solutions, and we're an HR consulting firm, an actual boutique HR consulting firm. I've been in healthcare for 20 years. That's a little bit about me. At Avant HR, I run it with my husband. So he's a co-founder as well. It's a very interesting dynamic to run a business with your spouse. But our consulting firm focuses solely on HR functions. So it sounds boring. I promise you it's not. HR is actually very exciting. We make it very exciting. We do things like we help companies of all sizes, first of all, and we do policy development, or we can also do employee handbooks if you need that traditional HR stuff. But what we really love is leadership development. We can customize workshops. We can help you build out your HR functions. We know about compensation, philosophy, all of that. If it falls in the realm of people and you have issues with people, that's where we help. It's work we've done collectively for 20 years, and we love it.
And you said it's the boring side of things, but guess what? Every company needs it.
Every company needs it. It's so true. Some companies don't know they need it, or they realize they need it when they have 100 employees and they should have started 6 months ago or a year ago. That's usually the phone call we get, the emergency phone call. The help, we're a little bit in over our heads. We now have 200 employees and we don't have any HR support. So we help companies figure that out.
Then we say companies, what size companies?
We work with big companies, so we have billion-dollar companies on our client roster, but we also work with startups, 5-person companies, and everything in between. Our sweet spot tends to be between 50 and 500 employees. Those are the kind of companies that are trying to scale and scale very quickly, who don't have foundational stuff in place yet that we can really have an impact on. So they tend to be our clients. We also work primarily in the healthcare and not nonprofit and not-for-profit space. So, sort of what our clients look like and the kind of companies we help right now.
And what made you decide to go in business?
I mean, I think your audience, if they're entrepreneurs, will know this. There's a little bit of, you have to be a little bit crazy to want to go into business for yourself. But my story is I had been working in another organization for almost 20 years, healthcare. I was a leader in a healthcare organization, pretty well-known healthcare organization. I was running one of their largest divisions, and doing it really successfully. I had the largest, most successful division. We were meeting all of our growth metrics year after year, all of our quality metrics year after year. I sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I promise I'm not. It's true. And I had figured out the system of running healthcare, and I loved it, but I was a little bit bored, if I'm honest. I think as entrepreneurs, I think your audience will probably agree with this. We get to a point where we've mastered something or we've become really good at something. We look around and we say, okay, what's next? I think it's inherent in our nature. And that's exactly what I did. I'm like, okay, I figured this out. What's the hard piece of this? Or what's the thing I want to figure out next? And what I realized was the hard piece of running a business, somebody else's or my own, is figuring out the people. How do you create an environment where they can do their best work, where you're getting the most out of them and they're getting the most from their experience? and I was so curious about it. And so I went to school, got my master's, and decided met my husband who does the same thing. He was actually in the same master's program I was in. However, we weren't at the same time. It was just a coincidence. We went to the same program, but not at the same time. Um, Met my husband and we decided, hey, we're really good at this. Maybe we should do this together. Um, and so we just took a leap of faith and we did it because two reasons. We recognized during the pandemic that this was shifting how people work. It was shifting their lives and how they integrate work with their lives, and that companies were going to struggle with how to handle this. And we wanted to be a part of the solution. We wanted to come out of the corporate world we were working in and sort of make a bigger impact. And so we decided to do this. The other thing is, we believe strongly in giving back to communities. And so we wanted to open our own business and we donate a portion of all of our proceeds to helping underdeveloped, underfunded communities with education. So we put money towards scholarships, towards funding education for children in underserved communities. It was really important to us to be part of solutions and not part of problems. So those two things sort of forced us out of corporate world and into running our own business during a pandemic, which was so scary. So scary.
I love that story. Now, during a pandemic, what the heck? What was in your mind saying, okay, you know what? I need to run a business during the pandemic. Let's go. I
Like
need to
now's
start.
the time. And it's so funny. I came out of a VP role. I think my husband had worked for himself for a couple of years, had his own business. It was successful. But what we recognized is that if I joined, we could expand the service lines. And I just saw the need. I'm like, the need is right around the corner. I think part of being an entrepreneur is anticipating what's coming next. It's part of strategy, right? If I can anticipate what might come next, I can seize the opportunity and make the most of it. I think during the pandemic, it was like this major shift is happening for organizations. How do we get ahead of it? How do I use the tools and skills I've been given naturally or I've honed over the years to sort of make a bigger impact? Uh, I think that's sort of what drove us. And the idea of working together as a married couple sounded fun at the time, which, who knows how that's going to end up. But it's had both its ups and downs. But I think we just decided we have enough faith in ourselves, enough faith in the universe. Now feels like the time. Let's do it.
Now, do you have that like success story that like kind of sprung you from one led to another?
In our own business, I think it was this year. I think you know any entrepreneur will tell you getting clear on the services you provide, getting clear on your messaging is one of the hardest parts of being an entrepreneur is sort of who's your target audience? How do I clarify my message? I think the first several months my husband and I worked together, we're like, we'll take any business, we'll do whatever, whatever work comes our way. And it's when we started to really get clear and really focused on what we do, why we do it, and who we do it for, the business flowed much easier. Our clients came to us because they could see, yes, you work with people like us. I think that was really the thing that clicked in our own business journey was getting clear on that. We had a lot of support doing that, business coaches, and we vetted it with people in the industry. And but I think that's the thing that really helped push us forward. In the last year, we had a really successful year too. 2022 was a great year for us.
Cool. Well, congratulations. Glad to hear that.
Thank
Now,
you.
tell me some of the characteristics of your clients.
Sure. Our clients are generally on a precipice of some kind where they've gotten to a point where whatever was working for them in regards to their people and even themselves, how they've structured their workers was working and now it's not. So they're in these flexion points where they're trying to decide who do I want to be now? Either it's in this new context or I'm providing this new service or my company has grown from here to here, but they tend to be at a flexion point and they're trying to figure out how do we get our people on board? How do I make sure I can scale appropriately? Um, a lot of the companies we work with are small startups and they're growing from like that 50 employee where they could handle it and manage it really well to 100, 200, 300, where the management of it feels a little less easy to wrap their arms around, and they're looking for, how do I scale up functions, processes, what data do I need to look at for my company to make sure that I'm still keeping everybody aligned and focused on what needs to happen.
Now, is there like a sweet spot that you guys have that, like, you gotta go to you guys?
I think, there's a sweet service we offer. The service we can do a lot of things. I think the service we love to do most is, uh, leadership development. So we create custom workshops. We'll get ingrained in a company's culture. We'll try to understand how they're trying to guide and mold their leaders. And then we create custom workshops. My husband and I facilitate. We have so much fun. We can do it virtually or in classrooms. We love to be in classrooms together. We bring a lot of joy and a lot of great learning experiences, but we also bring a lot of tech and new innovative processes to our learning. My husband's a very inventive person, and he uses tech, leverages a lot of tech in our classrooms to get at how do people learn and how do we make sure that people are experiencing things in as real a way as they can as they're learning. And so that's something we really love to do.
Cool. Now, anything else you want to add?
Um, I, I don't think so. Uh, that's a really open-ended question.
That is an open end. Was there anything, anything that you feel that why? Okay, here's a question. Why would someone pick up the phone and call you guys?
Because we care. Because we care about your business as much as you care about your business. Because we care about the people who make your business successful. The thing that sets us apart from other consulting firms is that we deeply ingrain ourselves with our clients, and so that we're true partners. It's our value is partnership. We're not coming in and telling you what to do. We believe strongly you know what to do and you know the path your company is on. We're just here to provide the extra support you need to do that. We feel like if you get it right and you're clear about where you're headed, you're going to create an environment that people love to work in. And that's really what we do for a living. We create great environments for people to work in. And so that's why people call us, because we're passionate about your business.
Well, the how do people get a hold of you?
That's a great question. We have a website. Our website is Avant HR Solutions. You can find us there. I'm on LinkedIn, and so is my husband. I'm Josie Ross on LinkedIn, and my husband is Ron Ross. I encourage you to go to our website. All of our contact information is there.
Well, it was a pleasure getting to know you.
You too, Dennis. Thank you so much for chatting today. I've
Oh,
really
my
enjoyed it.
pleasure. My pleasure. Well, thank you very much, and you have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Goals to Results Success Secrets podcast. For more information on Josie, visit her website at avanthrs.com or reach out via email at josie@avanthrs.com. If you would like to be a guest on this podcast, visit our website at go.goalstoresults.com. If you'd like to learn more about Goals to Results, head on over to our website at goalstoresults.com.